Subscribe now and join the journey of survival. Only on Rise of the First Humans, 70,000 years ago, humanity stood at the edge of extinction. The sun disappeared, the sky turned black, and a single eruption nearly erased our species forever.
What is happening?
This was not a world of comfort. It was a world of ash, fire, and storm, where every fire was fragile, every hunt could be the last, and every breath was borrowed from a dying earth. On the frozen plains, tribes of early Homo sapiens struggled to survive. They were lean, scarred, wrapped in furs, stitched from animals they hunted. Their eyes burned with fear and determination as they lit torches against the endless dark.
Stay close to me!
And then, the ground began to shake. The Toba supervolcano, a mountain of fire, split the skies open. Its roar echoed across continents. Forests ignited in seconds. Lava carved rivers of flame through snow and stone. An ocean of ash rose into the sky, swallowing the sun itself. From horizon to horizon, daylight vanished. The air turned black. The world itself seemed to die. But somewhere in that storm, a handful of humans huddled close to their fragile fires, fighting not only the darkness but hunger, predators, and the fury of nature itself. Not the strongest, not the fiercest, but those who adapt, survive. The eruption poisoned the skies. Ash fell like black snow, covering rivers, forests, and plains. The sun was gone, replaced by endless night. The air itself burned in the lungs, and every breath carried the taste of death. For weeks, storms raged without pause. The winds howled with volcanic dust. The cold cut deeper than knives, and every fire sputtered under choking ash. The world had become a tomb. Inside caves, tribes of sapiens huddled together, their fires burning dim. Mothers held starving children close. Hunters stared into the shadows, their ribs pressing through lean skin. The smell of smoke and hunger filled the dark. Every scrap of dried meat was torn into pieces too small to feed even one, yet shared among many. Outside, the land was silent. Forests once alive with birdsong now stood as skeletons, coated in ash. Rivers froze black, poisoned with volcanic dust. And across the snowfields, the bodies of animals lay still, mammoths, wolves, and reindeer alike, falling one by one. But hunger pushed humans out of their caves. Weak and trembling, they carried stone-tipped spears and flickering torches, searching for prey that no longer existed. Sometimes, in the distance, glowing eyes appeared in the storm. Wolves. They were starving too, their fur thin, ribs showing through skin, breath steaming in the frozen night, and hunger had made them fearless. The howls began softly at first, one, then two, then a chorus that echoed across the valley. The sapiens froze, torches raised, spears trembling in weak hands. Then, from the darkness, the wolves charged. Ash and snow exploded as the predators lunged. The hunters roared in defiance, slamming torches into the storm, thrusting spears at the shadows. The fire cracked, sparks rising into the black sky as human and beast collided. One wolf fell, its body thrashing in the snow. Another snapped its jaws at a hunter, teeth clashing inches from his face before fire scorched its fur. The screams of men and animals blended into the storm, but the fire held. The tribe's torches burned against the darkness, the circle of flame driving the wolves back into the night. Breathing heavy, blood dripping, the sapiens stood together around their fragile fire, exhausted, starving, but alive. And in the silence that followed, only one truth remained. The world would not stop until it killed them. But neither would they stop fighting to survive.
Slowly.
The weeks turned into months,
Watch it.
and the earth did not forgive. The ash storm still raged, blotting out the sun. The ground was frozen black, the rivers dead, the forests nothing but silent graves. Inside their caves, tribes grew weaker. Every day, fewer children cried. Every night, hunters returned empty-handed. The world had become a place where silence meant death, and even the strongest bodies could no longer endure. But humanity's enemy was no longer only nature, it was itself. One night, deep in the storm, the faint glow of fire appeared on the horizon. Another tribe, another group of sapiens clinging to life around their fragile flame. The first tribe stared from the shadows, their hollow eyes burning with hunger. They had no food left, no strength, only desperation. And desperation is more dangerous than any beast. At first, they approached cautiously, torches raised, faces covered in ash. The second tribe rose to meet them, spears gripped tightly, fire flickering between the two groups. The storm howled, ash whipped across the valley, but no one moved. Two fires burned, only one could remain. Spears crashed against spears. Men and women clashed in the snow, their voices drowned by the storm. Torches swung wildly, scattering sparks into the black night. Blood sprayed across the ash, the red quickly swallowed by the frozen ground. It was not predators now, it was humans against humans. Each face twisted in hunger, each strike driven not by hate, but by survival. One tribe faltered, their torches falling, their circle breaking. And in the chaos, the stronger group seized the fire. When the storm cleared, only silence remained. Bodies lay half-buried in ash, spears snapped, fire embers glowing faintly in the wind. Those who stood, bloodied and trembling, knew this truth. The world was too small for everyone, and survival came at a price. But even in the madness, one thing became clear. It was not strength alone that decided who lived. It was unity. It was fire. And it was the will to endure. The storms did not end. The ash clouds still choked the sky. And the tribes that remained were shadows of what they once were. The strong had fallen. The weak had vanished. Only a handful walked forward, their bodies gaunt, their eyes hollow, but their torches still burning against the endless dark. Every step was agony, every breath a battle. And yet, they moved on. One night, in a cave hidden high in the cliffs, the last survivors gathered. Their fire burned small, its sparks trembling in the wind, but around it, stories were told. On the walls, with red ash and charcoal, they painted what they had seen. The mammoths that roamed, the wolves that hunted, the storms that swallowed the sky. And among the drawings, one figure was different. A small human, holding fire high above the darkness. Not strong, not fierce, but unyielding. Generations later, when the skies cleared, it was not thousands who walked the earth, but only a few. Fewer than the people in a single village today. And yet, they carried within them the fire that would become all of us. From those who starved, who fought, who refused to surrender in the face of extinction, came every human who walks the earth now. You, me, all of us. The Neanderthals disappeared, the storms faded, but the fire of sapiens endured. Not the strongest, not the fiercest, but those who adapt, survive. This is Rise of the First Humans. Subscribe now and continue the journey of survival.